Are you thinking about buying land for a custom home or a new home build in a pre-existing neighborhood? It can be a very, very rewarding experience and a profitable one, but it can also be an experience that brings you a lot of pain, stress, and tears. I am doing this video to help you discover the things that you need to find out before you buy a piece of property to build a custom home. I want you to learn from somebody who has been through it.
Lesson learned.
And has learned the ins and outs of purchasing property. So the most important thing when you're purchasing a piece of property to build a custom home or home in a neighborhood is the location of this particular lot and land. Is it in an area that you want to live? Is it in an area that is close to the airport if you need to get there? Is it in an area that has good school districts if you have kids? Is it close to restaurants? Is it close enough to where you get to things that you want very easily? Or is it in an area that's far away from everything and that is what you're looking for? Something quiet, peaceful, and serene. So that's most important, is to find out what location you actually want to be in. Do you have to commute to work? How far is that commute going to be? Are you working from home? These are all things that you need to think about. Typically, when you're buying new property or empty lots, they're further out from the central area of a city that you're living in. They're going to be more suburban, usually, unless you knock down a house and you rebuild a new one. Do you want a lot of grass on your property? Do you want a large lot? Do you want to have the maintenance of a large lot? Are there a lot of trees on the lot? Do you want complete privacy in the back, on the sides? Very important to see what that lot has in store for you. And just remember, the more grass, the more maintenance you're going to have to do. The more trees on the lot, if they're not just in the back but they're all over the lot, it's going to cost you money to knock those trees down in order to build. Is the lot next to a road? Is it right on top of a road? Can you hear road noise? Are new roads being planned? I have something here in Charlotte that roads are being planned near one of the developments that are coming out. So that's a factor. Are there electrical towers in the back of the lot? Things that you may not want or may be a stigma when you want to sell the house. Are there environmental issues? There is an area here that is very close to a sewage system plant. And when the wind blows just the right way, you get a whiff of stuff that you normally would not want to smell.
That smell. What's that smell?
What smell?
So is there anything like that around that particular lot? Are you on a flight path for an airport? Are there flights coming right over the property that are going to be bothersome for you? Has the lot been surveyed? Can you walk the lot and see where there are stakes that are around the lot that give you the parameters of the lot? If the lot has not been surveyed, or the owner of the lot who is selling it to you does not have it surveyed, you're going to have to get it surveyed so that you know where the land starts and where it ends. If there are trees in the back, how much of that can you disturb to build? Some lots have tree saves and you can't build on that area. Are there certain setbacks that you need to comply with that particular neighborhood? How much of that lot is actually usable? Once you put your home on the lot, how much of the space around the lot and in the backyard is actually going to be usable for you? Is the lot in a flood zone? You can look up on FEMA maps and see if the lot is in a flood zone. If it's in a flood zone, you really do not want that lot. Again, if you have to clear the lot, it's going to be expensive if there are a lot of trees. Where do you want to put your driveway? If it's a long driveway, it's going to cost you a lot of money in order to put the concrete down for the driveway. If you're building on a lot inside a pre-existing neighborhood, are there covenants and restrictions that tell you what you're allowed to build? How large? How small? Is there a minimum of square footage? What type of gardening you can do? What kind of fence you can have? These are all things that are very important to find out before you purchase the lot. If they don't allow you to have a Winnebago in your driveway, these are things that you need to know. Are there any county restrictions on the lot? Is it an area where you can build a certain type of property? These are things that you need to check with the local county in order to find out whether or not you can build on that particular lot. If you're on the water, which comes into play over here in Charlotte where I am, or it can be anywhere in the country, there are certain rules and regulations with regards to water. Here in Charlotte, there's Lake Norman and Lake Wylie, and there are lots and lots of regulations before you're able to build. You typically do not own the shoreline. You can only build a certain area up to the shoreline. Duke Energy actually owns all of the lakes, so they're allowing you to use their waterfront and to put in a pier. Some lots are not allowed to have a pier, some are. It all depends. These are things that you need to know, especially if you're building on the water. Before you purchase a lot, you have to know whether or not you can connect to city water and city sewer. If you need a septic system, you have to find out if that land will perk, meaning is it able to hold a septic system successfully where the county or the city is going to allow you to build on that property. If you can't perk the land, you can't build on it, so you can't build a house. If you can perk, but you want, let's say, a swimming pool in the backyard, you have to make sure that there's enough land in the back that you can build a swimming pool and it's away from the septic system and the septic lines so that you can fit everything into that yard. These are things that you need to think about prior to purchasing a lot, whether it's going to be a custom or a lot inside a neighborhood that's already there. Now, different areas of the country are going to have different types of soil. Here in North Carolina, we have red clay. Very difficult to get this stuff to perk because water doesn't really kind of go through it. It's going to be different if you're in Arizona, in California, you name it. Every city and every geographic area is going to be completely different. So it's something important to find out. My name is Eli Magids, and I'm a luxury real estate advisor here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and its surrounding areas of Charlotte, including South Carolina, specializing in luxury homes, new home construction, and custom homes, but most importantly, I am your realtor with heart.
Huge heart.
I'm not here to sell you anything, but here to help inform you and here to help you find a home and a lifestyle that you and your family are going to love. If you need help in the Charlotte or the North Carolina area or anywhere in the country, I'm connected with realtors all over the place. Feel free to reach out at any time. Now, purchasing a lot is a lot different than purchasing a home. Most banks do not want to lend just on land. So it's going to be very difficult. If you're paying cash, easy peasy. If you're not, we have to find you a lender that will lend right on the land. Sometimes if you're going to build a custom home, we get a construction to perm loan where they're able to take the land and the construction of the home, put them together into one loan package. But buying land alone can be difficult to get funding for. Also, important to hook up with somebody who knows the area where you're looking for land. Not all land is on your MLS or on Zillow. There are pocket listings that your realtor or the person you're dealing with knows about or works with construction companies that are not listed.
Connections.
And that they know about. So it's important to find somebody who's got experience and knows what's going on in the new construction and in the custom home development area with regards to purchasing land as well. These are called pocket listings. Not everybody knows about them. I hope this video was helpful for you in looking for land for a custom home or a new construction home in a neighborhood. Thank you so much for watching, and until we see each other again next time.